Jesus is our guide and our leader in all things. We're answering the question, what's so special about the Ten Commandments? Okay, let's talk about the Ten Commandments. What is their history and their future? How did they get started? And how do they affect you? The Ten Commandments have always existed. When God created the first day, the Ten Commandments were in place. When God created the angels, the Ten Commandments were in place and applicable to all creatures. Recall how Satan sinned and was ejected from heaven. For that to have happened, the Ten Commandments had to already exist and had to be applicable to Satan. How else could he have been found guilty of sinning? The Ten Commandments are an expression of God's character, and God's character was expressed on the first day of creation of all things. Jesus talked about the Ten Commandments. The Bible says, "And Jesus answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength." This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. In these verses, Jesus summarized the Ten Commandments. Jesus summarized the first 4 commandments as love God. Jesus summarized the remaining 6 commandments as love your neighbor. In these verses, Jesus recognized, reviewed, validated, and approved the Ten Commandments for all generations. At the beginning of time, Jesus originated the Ten Commandments. For all time, Jesus has enforced and will enforce compliance to the Ten Commandments. Through the Ten Commandments, Jesus guides the behavior of his people on earth and in heaven. Obviously, the Ten Commandments are an important element of living for angels and people, including you. This world is full of creatures, both people and demons, who sin by violating the Ten Commandments. On other worlds, people live in harmony with God without sin. God is working to clean this world of sin and restore it to the sinless world it was before Adam and Eve sinned. God's goal for this world is not to have people trying not to sin but failing. God's goal for this world is to have people freely reject sin and live by the Ten Commandments in harmony with God and other people. Want more Bible information? Read the book, Reason of the Hope, and visit the website, BibleSite.com. Read the Bible and learn about Jesus.